All right, guys, we're back. Thank you for tuning in to this emergency broadcast. As always, guys, this is probably the most important episode yet. Got a lot of big Bitcoin and crypto news to go over. Bitcoin's currently over 30,000 per coin. Guys, Bitcoin's the #1 most Google search term in the world, and the CPI inflation data has come out. So we're going to go over all that in this episode. So you definitely want to stay to the end of this episode because I got all the Bitcoin crypto news stories that the mainstream media is not talking about. As always, guys, before we get started, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, guys. I'm not trying to influence you any which way. I'm simply covering what I think is, for me personally as an investor, my best hedge against inflation and my best chance of creating generational wealth. So if you're into generational wealth and stuff like that, you're going to want to stay to the end of this episode. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead. Let's get started. Let's go straight to CoinMarketCap. Look at the charts. Bitcoin at 30,000 per coin, up 7% on a week. Absolutely incredible, guys, considering everything going on in the world right now. To have an asset performing the way Bitcoin has been performing has investors very happy. And it's turning a lot of heads, guys. A lot of people were wrong. Think about it, guys. Ethereum's at 1,900. It wasn't that long ago. Bitcoin was at 16,000, 17,000. Ethereum was at 1,000 per coin. And a lot of economists, a lot of mainstream experts were telling you, sell everything, get out of everything. You're starting to see what's really going on. You're starting to really understand how these financial markets work. You're starting to really understand that there's a lot of disinformation and misinformation. I know those are big words our media likes to use, but it's true, guys. There's a lot of disinformation and misinformation, especially in the financial sector. So let's go ahead. Let's get to the first story, guys. So, this from Cointelegraph. Bitcoin tops Donald Trump guns in America in Google Trends. So this is the most searched terms in America, guys. So Bitcoin, the #1 search, which not surprising. Whenever you see Bitcoin have a run up like it has, you have a lot of new people that want to learn about this asset that were previously told that Bitcoin was rat poison squared or Bitcoin was going to zero. Now people are starting to see what's really going on in our financial system. And when we're seeing so much craziness with these banks collapsing and the crazy inflation that's going on, people are looking for an alternative asset to protect themselves. So the #1 search term was Bitcoin. 12 million Google search volumes, absolutely incredible. #2 was Donald Trump, the orange man, with 2.6 million searches. So guys, child support was #10, student loan, Spider-Man, Disney World. Definitely a lot of strange Google search terms, car insurance, Disney World, Elvis Presley, breaking news. But to see Bitcoin #1, it's definitely something because I think, not just the general public, a lot of mainstream investors and economists are really starting to do a 180 on Bitcoin. I see it all the time. I see these people that are really anti-Bitcoin, and then they learn about this asset. They read the Bitcoin white paper. They do a little research, and then they realize, wow, they created perfect money. We really created perfect money. And to not have any exposure to this asset is crazy. It's just crazy at this point. Let's get to check out this story, guys, from Yahoo. U.S. inflation falls to 5%, but stubborn core reading means battle to bring down prices is far from over. And this is what it said in the article, guys. U.S. inflation appears to be easing more than expected for the time being, suggesting that the Federal Reserve's actions to combat inflation are having a positive impact without pushing the economy into recession, said Marcus Brooks, chief investment officer at Quilter Investments. However, core inflation, which excludes volatile food and energy costs, remains stubbornly high, keeping the possibility of further rate hikes on the table. Let's read that again, guys, this last part. However, core inflation, which excludes volatile food and energy costs, remains stubbornly high, keeping the possibility of further rate hikes on the table. So, guys, what you have to ask yourself, they've changed the way they calculate the CPI data. So while the CPI data on paper is down, which historically has been good for markets, guys, if inflation is coming down, then and we're not raising rates as much, money's easier to get. Money's going to flow into equities markets, going to flow into stocks, going to flow into real estate, going to flow into cryptocurrencies. But this is what's weird's going on, guys, is they're saying the inflation's down, but they're saying that, you're still seeing energy costs and fuel costs and food costs and rent costs rise at unfounded paces. So if you think about it, what really matters to American pockets? Your rent, your cost at the grocery, your cost, for gas. These are the things that really matter to us. So while these are going up, we have some other stuff we don't care about going down. They're using that to say that the overall inflation is down. This is false. This is false. This article is really misleading, guys. And again, ask yourself, look at your bank account. Look at the cost of, look at your bills. Look at your monthly expenses. Are they going up? So do you think inflation is really going down? And also the bigger question is where do you see inflation at in the next couple of years? The Fed wants to get it down to 2%. And if they keep raising interest rates, they're going to put us into a depression. They're going to put us into an extended recession. So the Fed is at a really pivotal turning point right now. Do they continue to raise rates to combat inflation, which, as we're seeing, they've raised the rates crazily, and we barely stopped inflation. We've barely controlled inflation. We're having to lie about the data about inflation. So do they stop doing that, or should they stop raising rates, let money be cheap, and inflation skyrockets? They're in a can't-win position, and their only way out of this position is going to be to print money. Well, that's why we have Bitcoin. So next story, guys, check this out. Hong Kong, largest virtual bank to act as a settlement bank for crypto exchanges. So, guys, Hong Kong, their largest virtual bank to act as a settlement bank for crypto exchanges. We've witnessed in real time, if you follow this channel, China banning crypto, kicking out the Bitcoin miners, being donezo with crypto. So now we're seeing these nations embrace crypto. They're embracing it. We're seeing Russia, the second largest miner of Bitcoin in the world. We're seeing China saying that they want Hong Kong to be the hub of crypto in the world. And what is the United States doing? We're terrorizing and we're pushing out innovation, and it's going to China and Russia. This has to stop, guys. So now you're seeing fully what is really going on. So while I sat on this channel, and I know a lot of you watching this because you're smart, you knew that this was all fake news. You knew that this was all FUD, that China was banning Bitcoin. You knew that any headlines of America banning Bitcoin is fake news. They can't ban it, guys. It just exists. And I know that's a wild concept for a lot of you. Like, wow, they can't ban this technology? No, the technologies just exist. There's no way to ban it. Now, are they going to try to attack it? Absolutely. You're going to see the attack on Bitcoin and crypto. If you're in this, buckle up, because they're going to use every three-letter agency. They're going to go after this technology as hard as they can, but they're not going to stop it, guys. Now, maybe one day with a new administration, maybe one day, I'm not saying I'm not pro-Orange Man. The Orange Man has been anti-crypto for a long time. I don't care that he's made an NFT and made a bunch of money off of y'all. He has been anti-crypto. You can look up all his rhetoric, has always been anti-crypto. Ron DeSantis has been pretty pro-crypto, and Robert Kennedy Jr. got some news on him. He's another Democrat, super pro-crypto. So we're gonna really monitor this going into this election cycle. Check it out. Hong Kong Financial Secretary eyes Web3 push despite market fluctuations. So, guys, China's telling you they're gonna become. He said that Hong Kong has the potential to become a key player in emerging digital economy and is well positioned to tap into opportunity presented by Web3. Guys, they're not missing out on us. And check this out, guys. If you needed any further to see what is really going on. The BRICS advancing to eliminate the U.S. dollar financial system. So, guys, these are the BRICS nations: Brazil, Russia, China, South Africa, India. These are all the BRICS nations, and they are working to ditch the dollar as the world reserve currency. And if you're wondering why they want to ditch the dollar as the world reserve currency, it's because our Fed is tyrannical and is printing excessive amounts of money, creating the inflation to fund endless wars that the American people do not support. So by destroying our economy, since they have to settle in the dollar, the inflation is actually hurting these other countries more. So they're saying, well, hey, hold on. Why? We don't want to be under the United States' thumb. We're not going to be under their military control. You're not going to force us to transact in a dollar that is devaluing, its currency is debasing rapidly. We're going to create our own currency, which happens to be a cryptocurrency that's going to be a gold-backed stablecoin. Absolutely incredible time to be alive, guys. Now, how long does this de-dollarization take? How long does it take for these nations to fully ditch the dollar? And do we go to World War III over this? I do not know. I do not know. Probably so. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but probably so, guys. They're openly saying they want to eliminate the US dollar. If you look at through historical, when other countries have done this, it's always led to war. Guys, check this out. Even Emmanuel Macron speaks anger by saying Europe should not be a vassal in a U.S.-China clash. So, guys, Emmanuel Macron, the French president in France, one of the United States' oldest allies, is now siding with China and Russia. And, guys, this is all about the war in Ukraine. This is all about our Fed. And, guys, look at the news. They've been telling you, Ukraine's on a 1-yard line. The war is about to end. It's not about to end, guys. It never ends. This is going to be a never-ending war. I'm hoping that maybe we get a new administration that can get us out this war, but this administration seems hell-bent on war, which is unfortunate, guys, because the rest of the world is not on our side, and we're quickly losing allies over this. Next story, guys. So Bitcoin predicted to hit 10 million per coin by these fund managers amidst the U.S. dollar collapse. I think we will hit 100,000. Then I think we'll reach 1 million per coin and ultimately 10 million per coin. I'm sure my grandkids will be shocked by people who own one coin. I mean, being a whole coiner will be a big deal, he said. That's right, guys. So this asset, it's programmed to constantly go up. That's, and I know you see a lot of volatility in the Bitcoin price. That's because of market manipulation. That's because of hedge funds and large institutions that are manipulating the price. But over the long term, guys, historically, from Bitcoin to inception, it's outperformed all assets. So what you have to ask yourself is, do you want exposure to this asset, or are you going to miss out? Because it's not just me saying it. Now you have entire nations adopting it. You have fund managers adopting it. And I think for the first time, the dollar, this is the first time the dollar's status as the world reserve currency has truly been in threat. And, the reason why we've seen so much price appreciation is that when investors see banks, the United States banks collapse, and we see all the problems with the United States fractional reserve banking system, investors are saying, whoa, what is an asset that is protected against all of this? It's Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin was created, guys. This is the moment it was literally created for financial distress, not just in a country, but in the world, so that people would have a life raft to get away from what is going on with these central banks. All right, next story, guys. So John F. Kennedy's nephew said Bitcoin is an escape right from the turmoil created by the Fed. So Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the nephew of former President John F. Kennedy, who challenged Joe Biden for the Democratic nomination of 2024, blamed the Federal Reserve for the current distributing condition of the financial sector. He believes cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin could serve as lifeboats to individuals when the bubble invariably burst. So, guys, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin give the public an escape route from the splatter zone when the bubble invariably bursts. So the White House is colluding with the banksters to keep us all trapped in the bubble of profiteering and control. Guys, Robert Kennedy Jr., a Democrat running for president against Joe Biden. Could he be the nominee? Probably not. Be honest with you guys, probably not. But now you're seeing more mainstream people, more politicians, more fund managers realize that all roads lead to Bitcoin. It's our only hope. The system and what the Federal Reserve has done to the dollar, to our money supply, that's it. It's over. It's over. It's a matter of how long do we have right now? Because what you need to really look at, take the town you live in, look at the city you live in. If there was a bank run, if there was more threats, if the Fed keeps raising interest rates and there's more threats of banks collapsing, and every person in your town wanted to go to your local Chase Bank or your local Capital One Bank, whatever your bank is, do you think they'd have enough money for everybody there? What happens to society when there's no money? What happens to society when inflation keeps going up at this rate? It's truly unprecedented times, guys. So it's really good. Again, not financial advice, guys. I'm not telling you to go buy Bitcoin. What I am telling you to do is learn about Bitcoin, learn about how money works, learn about what is happening with inflation right now, because now presidential candidates are telling you what we've been telling you on this channel. All right, next story, guys. Forbes. Twitter merging with X Corp could signal greater data protection concerns. So you guys know Elon Musk. I know some of you love him, some of you hate him. Elon Musk purchased Twitter. Elon Musk also was a founder of PayPal. Elon Musk also big proponent of Dogecoin, big, Elon Musk, Tesla, they own a bunch of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. They sold some, but they still own a bunch. Super, super big guy on payment systems and cryptocurrency as a whole. Now what Elon is trying to do with Twitter is they're trying to form an everything app, meaning that a social media platform, a banking platform, and this is going to be really, take away any thoughts of, is Elon a good guy? Is Elon a bad guy? I don't know. I'm leaning toward he's a bad guy. If you want my honest thoughts, I'm leaning toward Elon Musk is a bad guy. And, that doesn't mean he doesn't say things I agree with. That doesn't mean he doesn't say things that are true. That doesn't mean that he says stuff that I don't or do like. I truly think deep down Elon Musk doesn't have the American people's interests at heart. I think he's a bad guy. But this app and the integration of crypto is going to be game-changing. And when all this goes into place, people are going to really see what I'm talking about, because they're trying to eliminate cash, guys. It's no secret. The Fed has come out and they do not want cash. They want to go to a new system, the central bank digital currency, and this is phase one. Again, the fourth industrial revolution, Klaus Schwab, the World Economic Forum, they talk about all of this, guys. This isn't conspiracy. This is what's happening. Now, here's a concerning story for me, guys. CNN Business, oil prices surge after OPEC announces surprise cuts. So, unfortunately, the Biden administration has really, really screwed us over when it comes to oil production. So, they've cut a lot of the production due to the green agenda, which we know is a fraud. Most of the green, the whole push for green and renewable and electric cars, that's all a scam. They cut our oil production here while simultaneously selling our oil reserves to China. Makes 0 sense. Then they go to OPEC, they go to the Saudis, they want more oil, but the Saudis don't want to do business with us because they frankly do not like this Biden administration. They're saying, well, hey, why do you want us to cap oil prices and sell oil to you when you cut your own production? So just another example of the solution is America first. We need to turn on. We need to become energy independent from the world, and we need to not rely on the unstable Middle East for our oil. We need to bring not just oil, we need to bring all manufacturing back to the United States. United States first, guys. Remember that. All right, let's get to the next story. Very concerning, Yahoo Finance. AI could lead to a nuclear-level catastrophe, according to a third of researchers, a new Stanford reports find. So, guys, I've been very concerned about AI for a long time right now, and it's something that a lot of people don't worry about. I think what's on a lot of people's mind is nuclear war. Now, obviously, nuclear war is a concern. We're at the highest threat of nuclear war since the Cuban Missile Crisis, perhaps. So, right now is definitely a concerning time to be, not just a United States citizen around the world. A lot of unstable, a lot of craziness in the world right now. But with AI, you're having, a lot of people warn that it's growing too fast. The AI is getting too strong. The AI is going to put people out of jobs. The AI, for all the good it's going to provide for humanity, we need to be thinking about what is the bad, because once this AI, this Pandora's already out the box, there may be no stopping it, guys. And when this technology can be weaponized through, whether it's Russia, whether it's the CCP, whether it's North Korea, if this technology is weaponized, it's very concerning, because we still don't know everything about AI, and we don't even know what AI is going to be in 5 years. But it's pretty terrifying, guys. So we got a lot of smart people, guys, warning about AI. So it's something we got to look into. Next story, guys, Yahoo Finance. MicroStrategy Bitcoin bet now in profit amidst latest rally. So you guys know Michael Saylor, big Bitcoin. MicroStrategy's $4 billion Bitcoin bet in the green as price hits $30,000 per coin. So you guys know Michael Saylor's been buying Bitcoin. He's been telling you to buy Bitcoin, and now he's in a profit. Look at the power of dollar cost averaging. Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy have a lot of different price points for Bitcoin. They've bought in high, they've bought in low, they've been in a red. Now they've made it into the green. Now, if we go into an extended bull market, Michael Saylor owns a lot of Bitcoin, billions of dollars Bitcoin. This is going to be one of the most genius investments ever. And we're not going to be talking about Warren Buffett's anymore. We're going to be talking about Michael Saylor's if this bet pays off. Next story, guys. So BlackRock, Vanguard indirectly hold Bitcoin via MicroStrategy investment. So we talked about this on a previous episode, but this is something we really got to pay attention to, guys, because BlackRock owns a lot of MicroStrategy. So when the largest asset manager owns this much of a single stock and Vanguard owns this much of a single stock, we have to ask ourselves, these companies don't own Bitcoin directly, but by owning MicroStrategy, they essentially own a proxy of Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin does good, MicroStrategy stock may outperform Bitcoin. So you guys, you think BlackRock, you think they know something we don't know? Think BlackRock would own this much of a stock if it was going to zero or it was going to be banned? You think BlackRock doesn't know? You think BlackRock doesn't control the world? Who you think has more power? BlackRock or Joe Biden? Serious question. Do you really think that Joe Biden has more power than BlackRock and Vanguard? No. Not a single person in Congress has more power than BlackRock. I promise you that. Money is the power, guys. Check it out from Blockworks, Fidelity, Bank of America, indirect exposure to Bitcoin through MicroStrategy. So, guys, these Bank of America, Fidelity, they're all buying MicroStrategy stock right now, guys. They don't even hide it. This is publicly disclosed information. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Guys. This is the next story. Yahoo Finance. U.S. SEC committee urges aggressive enforcement on crypto, says most tokens are securities. So, Bitcoin is classified as a commodity. I think the SEC, our government, has finally realized we can't ban it. We can't stop it. We need to just embrace it. We need to get ahead of the curve. But that doesn't mean all the other coins are out of the woods, meaning that your Ethereums, your altcoins, basically anything that's not Bitcoin, I don't care what your coin is, how great it is, it's not out of the woods in the eyes of the SEC. Now, that's not saying the SEC has the power to ban these assets, but if the SEC is picking fights with whether it's XRP or if they pick a fight with Ethereum, who knows what coin's going to be in their targets next, that's not going to be a good investment for you, because that's going to, look at what's happening with XRP. And, does the SEC have, and again, guys, we could have a whole new SEC. If we get a new administration, they could clear house, drain the swamp, so to speak, get rid of the deep state, and have a whole new SEC that embraces this technology. And maybe an SEC that goes after the Sam Bankman-Frieds of the world, the people that are really creating that goes after these big central banks that are creating the real problems in the world. It goes after Wall Street, the investment in the hedge funds that are creating the real problems in the world. Maybe we have an SEC that does that. I won't hold my breath. But last story, guys, on a more positive note, Cointelegraph, Polygon becomes the second largest gaming blockchain after user activity surges in March. I don't know what it. Oh, the Wax blockchain. Okay, I didn't know that. So the Wax blockchain is the number one gaming blockchain, with Polygon being the second. Very interesting, guys. As y'all know, if you follow this channel, I'm a big believer in Polygon Matic. I'm a big investor in Polygon Matic, and I think that, as far as Web3 and crypto development, I think that crypto gaming is going to be something that we can make a lot of money in, and I think it's going to kind of fuel the mainstream adoption, because gamers seem to really, really like Web3. They seem to really understand it, and it's just a good transition period. It's a good, it's just an easy transition to bring in this technology into crypto gaming. So, super bullish for Polygon Matic, guys. I bought a bunch of Polygon Matic around $1 not too long ago. I'm steady DCAing. But anyway, guys, made it this far in the video. Drop me a 100 emoji in the comments. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And, guys, I'm going to continue to cover these crazy markets and this crazy world. But, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, y'all. I'm out. Peace.